Hello everyone and welcome back to the How to Find Cheap Flights tutorial series here on YouTube. If you're not subscribed to the playlist yet, then definitely do this. You want to save the playlist because there's lots of videos coming. And this is the second video that I'm doing for this playlist, but the first one in which we're really gonna learn something about booking flights. So what I'm gonna do in this video is I'm gonna introduce you to a platform called Skyscanner. Now, in 90% of all cases, Skyscanner is going to be the platform where I book my flights. And before I'm going to share with you why Skyscanner is so powerful, let me just quickly introduce myself. My name is Luca Pferdmenges. I'm the German travel guy, and I have traveled to over 80 countries at age 19, and I'm currently on my mission to visit every country on the planet. So this is my big dream. And I speak 6 languages, or at least I try to. And on the right here, you can see a quick picture from Kabul, Afghanistan. Such a beautiful country. I really like it a lot. I love traveling. You can see my travel map down there, all the places I've been to. I hope this map will fill more towards the end of the year when things open up a bit more again. So what we will learn in this episode, as I already said, I'm going to share with you Skyscanner, the platform, skyscanner.com, and I'm going to share with you why Skyscanner is so much better than most other flight search engines. And trust me, if you follow through the video, you will agree with me on this 100%. So let's not waste any time and jump right to Skyscanner. And here you have it, skyscanner.net. You can just put in skyscanner.com. You will be redirected to this page, I assume. Maybe unless you're in the United States, maybe then it stays at .com. But for us in Europe, it will be .net. But you can also, if you're in Germany, for example, you can put in .de. If you're in Portugal, .pt. It doesn't really matter as long as you see this design. I recommend you right now to open a new tab right now and put in skyscanner.com so that you can follow along with Skyscanner. If you're using a phone, you can do the same on your phone browser. I just personally prefer the desktop page. I think it's a bit cleaner, it's a bit more structured. So I prefer using it on a laptop, but it works as well on a phone, so it really doesn't matter so much. Let the journey begin. Let's start our journey into booking flights. So just by looking at it, it really looks like a normal flight search engine. You have the from field, you have the to field, you have the departure date, you have the return date, although I'm currently selected on one way. If I click return, this field will open up. If I click one way, it will close. Multi-city we don't have to worry about right now. I might cover it in another video. And then obviously you can select who is flying, what class you're flying, but we're just going to leave it at 1 adult and economy. The first really cool thing about Skyscanner is that it's not country based. So you can click up here and you can select your language. First of all, your language, which I have set to English right now. You can select your region. I don't know why it's in Portugal. Maybe because I searched in some flights from Portugal. It really doesn't matter. You can honestly just put in anything. I'll just set it to the United Kingdom right now because I'm currently in the United Kingdom. I'm from Germany though, so I'm going to set it to euros and not in pounds. I prefer calculating in euros. And this is the cool thing. Like, look at all these languages that Skyscanner has. If your Vietnamese friend wants to book a cheap flight, send it to him, it will work. Whereas, for example, with some German sites or European sites or even other sites, international sites, it will probably almost certainly not be in Vietnamese. So I'm just gonna click save here, and then I have my settings saved. I will reload the page and you can see it has now changed. The login we really don't need to do. We're just going to use it to search flights, nothing else. So yeah, let's just search in a flight. Let's say London Heathrow is the closest airport to you, so we're gonna put in London Heathrow, there it is. And then we want to fly to let's say Frankfurt. Let's say Frankfurt in Germany. We want to fly from London Heathrow to Frankfurt. This is how a normal person would search the flight. So we just put in the from field, the to field, we click depart. Let's say we want to depart next Wednesday, and it's just one person, one way. Let's hit search and let's see what we get. I'm doing this now to introduce you to Skyscanner. So right now it's loading and it's going to show us all the flights from London Heathrow to Frankfurt International Airport on this date, on Wednesday, the 14th of April, 2021. And you can see very clearly, this is not, even if I click on cheapest, because it involves connections. Like here, for example, with Iberia, which is a Spanish airline, from London Heathrow via Madrid to Frankfurt. 106 euros. Now, maybe you've never used Skyscanner before and you think this is great. Amazing, go ahead and book it. This is way too expensive for me. Yeah, I would never pay 106 euros, at least normally not, to fly from the UK to Germany. I would not even pay more than 20 euros normally for this. And in this series, I'm going to show you how we can modify this price that you see here, 106 euros. And I didn't plan it before. I just randomly searched something in that came to my mind. And I'm going to use basically the exact same route, and I'm going to scale it down, and I'm going to show you how much cheaper it can be. And this is where Skyscanner is really so superior to most other platforms. So let me quickly just introduce you to the layout here. You have these 3 columns: best, cheapest, and fastest. And this is only important if you have layovers. If you fly from London Heathrow to Frankfurt, it's going to be the same duration with any airline. Like, genuinely, there's no difference. There's absolutely no difference. And best, honestly, it's like a self-written algorithm that determines the calculation between price and duration, something like this. I don't know who put best there. I love Skyscanner, don't get me wrong, but I honestly ignore this field. Just go to cheapest. This is our goal. So here you have the flight price for the cheapest offer that Skyscanner finds at the moment. You have the departure time. It's always local time. So 10:35 means 10:35 a.m. local time in London. It does not mean 10:35 a.m. in Frankfurt simply because you book it in Germany or whatever. There you see the possible stopovers. If we have a direct flight here, you don't have this. And obviously this is the airline, Iberia, Lufthansa. Sometimes it will say partly operated by Air Nostrum, another airline. It honestly doesn't matter for us. We won't really look at the airlines that we will fly with so much when searching the flights. All this stuff, COVID-19 safety measures rating, you can ignore, trust me. It really has absolutely nothing to say. Then you would just click select, and then you are at the offer page. I call it the offer page. And there you have all the different offers that are listed on Skyscanner and that Skyscanner can find. And this is important to understand because Skyscanner is what we call a meta search engine. So it's not a direct search engine. Because if you, for example, go to iberia.com, it will probably be a lot more expensive. And this is what Skyscanner does. It's a meta search engine. It stands above other search engines and it filters through all the results. And not just this, but it has so many features that I'm going to enlarge in the next video. So here we have the different offers. You can see, okay, my trip is the cheapest right now for 106 euros. And yeah, it's fairly well rated. You can see here the star rating, what real customers would give them, and you can see the review count. Ideally, you would want to book with something that has a higher rating than 3 or at least 3. But as we can see here, everyone fulfills this criteria. If you have to book with something that's like 2.5 or so, go ahead. It will not be a scam. You might just have to pay some like extra credit card fees or something like this. So try to avoid it, but it's not a total disaster if you do this. Like normally we're talking about 5 euros maybe extra, and this is then why people are annoyed with this website, so they give it a low rating and stuff. It's definitely not scammy. Like Skyscanner is safe to book. The rest we can ignore. Here we can review everything. We can review the date, we can review the time, we can see the exact stopover, how long the connection is, and all this stuff we can see. And then if we click here on select, we will be taken to the booking page where we can then finalize our booking. This already goes way too far because we would never book this trip, because what we will do with Skyscanner is pretty amazing. We will generalize everything. Yeah, we will not fly from London Heathrow to Frankfurt International Airport. We will generalize everything. So we're not going to put in London Heathrow, for example, but we're going to put in the entire city of London, or even the entire UK, basically. And this is something that most flight search engines, in fact, I would say 98% of them, won't allow you to do. Just imagine how much this will improve your flight results by searching from the UK to Germany, instead of saying from London Heathrow to Frankfurt International Airport. There's just so many more airports that you are then given access to basically through Skyscanner. And this is what we are going to do in the next video. So we're going to go back to Skyscanner, back to results. Screw all of this. This is way too expensive. As I said, this is not really tricks yet. This is really just that you understand what Skyscanner looks like, how it is set up. So make sure you have this understanding now. If not, go back and fully be aware of, okay, what is the offer page, for example. Understand that Skyscanner is a meta search engine. It's not an airline or anything. It's really just a search engine like Google that searches all the different results on the web, and then it gives you out the best offers. So simply because we, for example, now found this flight with Iberia, we're not going to book through Iberia.com. We're going to book through a third party because it's cheaper. This is the first thing to understand. My name is Luca. I'm the German travel guy, and I hope you liked this video. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you here in the next video of this series.